Hi, I'm Denise Martin with Seamless Sewing Arts. Today we're going to take a look at using a lip ruler to cut your fabric. We use a lip ruler in our shop at the cutting table, and more often than not, customers will remark on the fact that we're using this kind of ruler and they're not that familiar with it or have never seen one. A lip ruler is very much like the kinds of rulers that architects, well, used to use, because now they do everything pretty much digitally, but they would use a T-square in the past. Carpenters use a T-square. There are a lot of professions that use T-squares, and the lip ruler is based on the same principle. This is an Olipfa lip edge ruler, which is a common brand, and you can see that the edge of the ruler, one edge of it, is thicker so that it will catch on to the edge of the cutting mat. And that's how we create the right angle that will give us perfectly perpendicular lines between the ruler and the cutting mat and our fabric. So here are a few pointers for using a lip ruler if you choose to use one for cutting your fabric. First thing I would suggest is to get a good cutting mat if you don't already have one. The self-healing type, which usually are green or gray, they may also come in some other colors, are very good because they are self-healing and the lines won't deteriorate over time. So you want those accurate lines on there. And then have a good cutting surface that's level. Your lip ruler is going to catch on to the end of the cutting mat, not onto the table. You know, your cutting mat may not be perfectly parallel to your table, so you don't want to take a chance that you will be off by even a fraction of an inch. So you want your lip ruler to be at the edge of the cutting mat, which is down here. And then you need to make sure that your lines are tracking from the bottom to the top, and that your ruler line and your mat line are superimposed on each other as accurately as you can get them. Let me back up for 1 minute. You want to also be sure that your fabric, the true edge of your fabric, which in this case is the folded edge, is also sitting nicely on a line on your cutting mat. So with everything lined up, lip ruler at the edge of the cutting mat, true edge of your fabric on one of the lines of your cutting mat, your vertical lines tracking up your ruler so that it's perfectly straight, then you're set to make your cut. And it's always a good idea in holding down your ruler to keep your little finger off the ruler if the ruler is narrow enough for you to do that, to help stabilize the ruler. So now I'm going to be ready to make my cut. And the lip ruler, you'll notice, did not move, didn't move either horizontally or vertically because of the lip, and also because of the way I'm holding the ruler. You can also put a weight on the ruler. We also see that happen. So that's it. So now you've made a nice cut, a clean cut, and from there you can keep going if you're making strips. This is particularly helpful for making strips. And we would recommend using a lip ruler for cutting on your cutting mat. One other thing about the lip rulers is that they can be very, very long. This is a 36-inch ruler, and if you're doing work that would require you to make very long cuts, as we do in the shop when we're cutting fabric, the 36-inch ruler is a great advantage. So that's it on using lip rulers, and we wish you happy cutting.